Hi, the Kangaroos take on England in the first Test Ashes match this Saturday night. That's so late, it's basically Sunday anyway for all you daylight savings types. A game which I have found myself caring more about in the last few weeks because the team itself is exciting enough. Also, it's an Ashes summer and an opportunity to hate on a bunch of guys I've never heard of for daring to play a sport against my team. And I'm excited enough that it means I don't care that there's no such thing as a football Ashes, but I would be in favour of burning down a set of posts for that purpose. Don't burn a Stephen, I feel like that would emit some toxic fumes. But unlike the Pacific Championships where I'm nominally barracking for Samoa, but I do just kind of hope everyone has fun. In this series, if Australia so much as concede 20, let alone lose a game, it's panic stations, the soul of the sport is gone, and everyone should be fired. Thankfully, the Kangaroos team is pretty good. Reece Walsh, Mark Nwanga-Tuase, Gamat Shibasaki, and Keon Kaloa-Matangi are each making their debut. Staggs and the Fox round out the back five. Then Muster and Cleary are the halves, with Paddy and Tino in the forwards, Crichton and Hudson Young on the edges, Grant at hooker and Yo at lock. Then Tommy Dearden, Lindsay Collins, Ruben Cotter, and Keon make up the bench. Not a huge forward pack for the Kangaroos, but a very mobile one. You'd think that Cotter and Keon will spend some time in the front row as well. I don't love Paddy at prop, it limits his game, keeping him closer to the ruck all the time, but Isaiah Yeo is the captain, so a prop Carrigan remains. International football gives me the opportunity to appreciate some players that I don't normally feel good about in representative football. For many years, Angus Crichton and Hudson Young have terrified me every time they've touched the ball in State of Origin, and I'm glad to watch them run the ball without desperately hoping someone will please make a tackle on them. I'm sad that Liam Martin has stayed home for the birth of his child. I love a guilt-free opportunity to see Liam Martin being a mutt and getting to enjoy it because he's doing it for me this time. And then Cleary and Yo are on the team. And I want them to win, but I don't want them to be the ones that do it. Which I guess is a compliment in a way, because that's also the way I felt about Andrew Johns as a Kangaroo. Like, thanks for being on the team, guy. Now give the ball to Walsh and get out of the way. I am actually excited to see Cleary and Walsh play together. They appear to have been spending a bit of time together, and we know that Walsh spends all of Origin camp just walking behind Billy, asking him questions and soaking it up like a sponge. So he's probably learning a whole bunch from Cleary. Walsh has never really played with a halfback with the ability to hold up the line and get into it like Cleary does, so it's a whole other layer of surprise for him to pop up at full sprint when Cleary's already run into a retreating England pack that is so afraid of the 7 options available to him that they forget that tackling him is one of them. Also, Cleary kicking to Marky Mark is basically a cheat code for a free 4 points. England have named a 19-man squad in alphabetical order without positions, so the NRL website has just listed them 1 to 19 with John Bateman at fullback, but their squad is Wash Johnny, AJ Brimson, who I guess will be fullback, Darryl Clark, who? Herbie Farnworth, who some were calling the best centre in the world at points this season, and in this game will be matched up against Katoni Staggs, a matchup that Katoni won handedly this year. Then Ethan Hayward, another who, Tom Johnston, your guess is as good as mine, Morgan Knowles, who may have played for Canberra at some point, Matty Lees, who doesn't even have a photo, Mikey Lewis, not a Scooby-Doo who that is, Jez Litton, I mean, come on, they're just making guys up, Mike McMeekin, sure, Mikolaj Aledski, not a name I made up, Kai Paul Pierce pooed his pants in the '08 finals, Owen Trout, Alex Walmsley, and Jake Wardle, all names of blokes who could have fought in the Battle of Hastings. My 5-time great-grandfather was a long bowman, and now I've got 60 flags on me house. Okay, British guy. They've also got Jack Wellesby, a name that I recognise. Maybe he plays standoff. George Williams, who's a gun, who plays without his shoelaces tied, and who hated Canberra, and who can blame him. Then Dom Young. So that's like 6 or 7 recognisable names in a squad of a bunch of guys that play in a league dominated by Bevan French, all due respect to Bevan. But if they win this game, it's the biggest win of their career, where for Australia, it's the minimum expectation. I've heard enough of, oh, don't doubt England, they know the conditions, they're going to come out swinging, they might win the first game. Okay, sure, follow-up question. What position is Ethan Hayward and who does he play for? Precisely 0 NRL teams were able to stop Reece Walsh in the last 6 weeks. I don't think a bunch of soggy losers are going to be able to do much better. This is almost the best side the Kangaroos could send across, though we've got more white boy forwards than I'd like. The shelves are a bit bare in that department for growing the game purposes and letting the best players make decisions, which I respect reasons. And I'm allowed to say this, but Lindsay Smith is too white to be good. And England will have the biggest player on the field. Alex Walmsley is 6'3" and 115 kegs. He's also 35 and has never won an international game, so probably doesn't matter and I don't feel so bad about it. But these are small complaints. This team has in its spine all of the best players in their position in the world. The biggest ticker merchant in the sport, Tommy Dearden, coming off the bench to lend a hand. They've got the 2 best locks in the world, so much that they're just playing both. What are our positions anyway? And will they matter when Katoni Staggs has punched through the line again? With the amount of talent on the park, it's just a matter of them working together. And Kevy will have the boys humming by making sure that they love footy more than anything else. They're all mates now. They've been hiding from Gordy collectively and bonding by trauma dumping about being stuck in an elevator with him. Anyway, I'm not happy with a score of anything less than 50 for Australia in this game and a 3-0 series win. Bazball is a stupid way to play cricket and the Super League should be placed into liquidation.